I was diagnosed with depression, generalized anxiety disorder, and a panic disorder since I was 12. It's a constant battle between worrying too much but not having the energy to do anything about it. Sometimes it's hard to just get up every morning, feeling like a never-ending cycle of, if I make it through today, maybe tomorrow will be better. My depression keeps me in bed during the day, but my anxiety keeps me up at night. I've been in and out of therapy, and eventually went to a psychiatrist to try medication. I still have some bad days, but it's nothing I can't handle. The people I surround myself will always bring a smile to my face. Knowing that I have people I can go to for anything just makes me feel secure.
I'm Emma. What I would tell kids that are going through anxiety, which I have and can relate to, is that you're so normal. It's crazy. So many people.
When did you first discover that your child has been suffering from a mental illness? And if you don't mind me by asking, what does she suffer from?
It was kind of a slow revelation for my husband and I. My daughter has always been a bit withdrawn, shy, introverted, and coming from two parents that were very outgoing, we always found it a bit odd, but didn't think anything of it, personalities and children. We were always a family that talked to each other, lots of open lines of communication. She always felt that she could talk to me, and she would talk to me when she was having issues. And so if she would have an experience with anxiety at school, she would come home and we would kind of know how to talk it through to calm her. And she was able to kind of learn her own kind of self-medication ways of coping with her anxieties, and it would always kind of dissolve and she'd be able to go on with her week. Her anxiety. But along with that was the ability to self-diagnose, so she knows before she gets into it, she can start almost feeling a change in her, the way she's handling situations, and now she's able to work through it without calling me at 1:30 in the morning. She's able to kind of nip it in the bud herself, whether it be through yoga or breathing techniques, or just kind of being aware that she's actually feeling it and accepting it and allowing herself to have those feelings and not feeling ashamed or bad about it. So I'm happy to say that it's been 2 years and she is still has her, I think she'll always suffer from some form of anxiety and depression, but she has been able to really kind of control it herself as she matures physically and emotionally and becomes more aware of her disease and how she's going to need to handle it as she moves forward.
Because, you know, the one thing that you get with this disease, this one comes with the package, is you get a real sense of shame. Because your friends go, oh, come on, show me the lumps, show me the x-rays, and of course you got nothing to show. So you're like really disgusted with yourself because you're thinking, I'm not being carpet bombed, I don't live in a township. So you start to hear these abusive voices, but you don't hear one abusive voice. You hear about 100,000 abusive voices. Like if the devil had Tourette's, that's what it would sound like. But we all know in here, you know, there is no devil, there are no voices in your head. You know that when you have those abusive voices, all those little neurons get together, and in that little gap, you get a real toxic, I want to kill myself kind of chemical. And if you have that over and over again on a loop tape, you might have yourself depression. Oh, and that's not even the tip of the iceberg. If you get a little baby and you abuse it verbally, its little brain sends out chemicals that are so destructive that the little part of its brain that can tell good from bad just doesn't grow. So you might have yourself a homegrown psychotic. If a soldier sees his friend blown up, his brain goes into such high alarm that he can't actually put the experience into words, so he just feels the horror over and over again. So here's my question. My question is, how come when people have mental damage, it's always an act of imagination? How come every other organ in your body can get sick and you get sympathy except the brain?
Seriously though, this cause is important to both of us, as we know it is to many of you. Like, I don't mind admitting that I've struggled with depression since I was 13. But there's always a way through it, and there's always someone ready and willing to listen. You just have to know that you don't need to feel ashamed.
It's true, because seriously, your mind matters.
So talk about it.
Thanks for hanging, guys.